we will be solving problem based on development of surface of a prism. So let's begin with the problem. Problem number 8. A square prism, side of base 40 mm and axis length 80 mm is kept on the HP with its side of base equally inclined with VP. Now since it is given that this square prism is having its base on HP, it means the square prism is a vertical prism and the size of the square bases is equal to 40 mm, whereas the length of the square prism or the height of the square prism is given as 80 mm. Also it is given that all the sides of the base are equally inclined with VP. Now since the square prism is a vertical square prism, the top view will be a square of side 40 mm, whereas front view will be rectangle of height 80 mm. Also, since the sides are equally inclined with VP, the square will be in the form of a kite in the top view. Next statement is given as a circular hole of diameter 40 mm is drilled through the prism such that the axis of the hole is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. Now since the circular hole is having its axis perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP, it means that the hole will be drawn in the front view. That is, we have to draw a circle of diameter 40 mm in the front view because the axis of the hole is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. Also, while drawing the hole in the front view, first we have to mark the center of the hole. And in the question, it is given that the axis of the hole bisects the axis of the square prism. So the center of the square hole will lie at a point which is equal to at a half distance of the axis. That is, from base we will take distance equal to half of the length, that is half of 80 mm equal to 40 mm, and we will mark the center of the square hole. Develop the surface of the prism with the hole. So let's begin with the solution. In the first step, we will draw the top view of the square prism, that is, it will be a square of side 40 mm and all the sides will be equally inclined to VP. So this is the top view of the square prism in the form of a kite, since it was given that all the sides are equally inclined to HP. So for drawing this square, first draw a light line, mark a point D. Draw two lines inclined at 45 degree and name them as DA and DC. The length of these sides will be equal to 40 mm. So this is a square of side 40 mm. After drawing the square, mark all the corners of the square one by one. A, B, C and D. You can see here all the sides are equally inclined to VP. In the next step, we will draw the XY line. Now after drawing XY line, project the corner points on the XY line one by one. So the first point A is projected on XY line and name it as A. Next point will be B and D. Now since B and D are lying in a straight line, they will coincide with each other in the front view. Next point will be C. Now in the next step, we will mark the height of the square prism, which is given as 80 mm. So this is the height of the square prism and this is the first vertical edge of the square prism. Since the prism is a square prism, there will be four vertical edges, that is vertical edge passing through A, B, C and D. Also there will be four rectangular faces in the lateral surface, face A to B, face B to C, face C to D and face D to A. So we will now complete the rectangle in the front view. Now we will draw the remaining vertical edges one by one. So vertical edge BB, vertical edge DD and vertical edge CC. So basically we have drawn the top view and the front view of a vertical square prism of height 80 mm, and these vertical lines represent the vertical edges of the square prism. Now we have to draw the circular hole with the given conditions in the question. It is given that the axis of the circular hole bisects the axis of the prism. So we can say this line coincides with the axis of the square prism. So we have to mark the center on this line. and at the midpoint. So first we will mark the center of the square hole. So for marking the center, first draw a line, light line at a distance of 40 mm. Since it is given in the question that the axis of the hole bisects the axis of the square prism. So this is the bisecting line at a distance of 40 mm. So wherever this vertical line and this horizontal line cut each other, that is this point, will be the center of the circular hole. Now we will draw the circular hole in the front view with this point as the center and get given the diameter of the circle. So the radius or the diameter of the hole is given as 40 mm. So finally we have drawn the circular hole in the front view with this point as center and diameter equal to 40 mm. Now we will divide this circle into 8 equal parts and we will name all the divisions one by one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So finally we have drawn the circle and divided it into 8 equal parts. Now what was the reason for dividing this circle into 8 equal parts? By dividing the circle into 8 equal parts, we have got the points of intersection. Students, when we will develop the lateral surface in the side, we have to draw this hole in the lateral surface also. So for drawing this hole, we have to mark the points of intersection. So we have divided this circle into 8 equal parts. Now you can see only points 7 and 3 are lying on vertical edge BB and DD. Means these are the points where the vertical edges are cut by the square, by the circular hole. Whereas these points, that is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 and 8, are not lying on any of the vertical edge. So we have to draw imaginary vertical edges through these division points. Now we will draw the vertical edges one by one passing through these points. So vertical edge passing through point 2 and 8. This is imaginary vertical edge. This vertical edge does not exist, but we have to consider it or we have to draw it as we have to mark these points in the lateral surface. Next vertical edge passing through point 4 and 6. Next vertical edge passing through point 1 and the next vertical edge passing through point 5. So we have drawn all imaginary vertical edges passing through the points 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 and 8, whereas points 7 and 3 are already lying on edges B and D. Now we will mark the edges in the top view. As you can see, point 1 is projected in the top view. It cuts the side AD and AB both. AD is cut at this point, whereas AC is being cut at this point. Similarly, the imaginary vertical edge passing through point 8 and 2 is cut by the square at 2 points. First point lying on AD and second point lying on AB. Now we will mark all these points using alphabetical letters. So point P, Q, R, S, T, U, V and W. So we have marked total 8 extra vertical edges, that is vertical edge P, vertical edge Q, vertical edge R, vertical edge S, vertical edge T, vertical edge U, vertical edge V and vertical edge W. So actually there are 4 real vertical edges, but these remaining 8 vertical edges are imaginary. Now we will mark these points in the front view. So first I have projected point Q and V, point Q and V. Next point is R and U. This point have been projected in the front view and named as R and U. The next point will be, so we have marked the point on the top also, Q and V and again R and U. The next points will be P and W and S and T. So P and W and S and T. You can also project these points on the top view if you want. So finally we have completed the top view of the square prism and the front view of the square prism with the circular hole in it. We have also constructed the imaginary vertical edges. Now we will proceed towards the development of lateral surface. For developing the lateral surface, first we have to project the height of the prism in the side view. So we will project the height. So we have projected the height which is equal to 80 mm. Now we will mark the first point or the first edge A in the lateral surface. So you can mark this point A anywhere on this line. So we will mark the first point A. I have marked here. Now we will draw the vertical edge passing through A. So this is the vertical edge A and A. Students, you can see that here two extra red lines, line number 1 and line number 2 has been drawn. As of now, you don't have to draw this. You can draw this afterwards. For current, you draw only the vertical edge A and A. The next vertical edge will be B. So for marking the vertical edge B, take the distance on rounder from A to B. That is the length of the side AB. Place your rounder at point A and cut an arc in front of it and name it as B. After that, draw the vertical edge passing through B and name it as BB. Now the next point is C. Again take the same distance, that is A to B. Place your rounder at point B, cut an arc in front of it and name it as C. Now draw vertical edge C. Again you have to draw vertical edge D. So again place your rounder at point C, cut an arc in front of it and name it as D. Draw vertical edge passing through D. Name it as D and D. And again the last edge will be A. You can note that we have marked the 4 points A, B, C and D. But as said earlier in the previous lecture, the point that lies in the beginning should also come in the end. So we will mark again point A. So again place your rounder at point D, cut an arc in front of it and name it as A. And finally complete the vertical edge AA. So finally we have drawn the lateral surface of the square prism without considering the hole inside it. As you can see, the lateral surface is having 4 rectangles, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if the prism is a square prism, you will get 4 rectangles in the lateral surface with all the rectangles having equal height and equal length of the bases. Now we will draw the circular hole, or we will develop the circular hole in the lateral surface. For drawing the circular hole in the lateral surface, you have to mark these points of intersection in the lateral surface. For marking these points of intersection, first we have to mark these extra vertical edges, that is W and P, Q and V, R and U, T and S in the lateral surface. So we will mark these extra vertical edges in the lateral surface first. Now we will mark the points one by one. You can see point P and point Q are lying on edge A and B. So we have to mark point P and point Q on the side A and B. For marking that, take the distance on rounder from A to P. You have to take the distance from A to P. Place your rounder at point A and cut an arc in front of it and name it as P. Draw vertical edge passing through P. So this is the first imaginary vertical edge P and P. Similarly, you have to draw the vertical edge Q. So take the distance on rounder from A to Q. Place your rounder at point A, cut an arc in front of it on the side AB and name it as point Q. After marking point Q, draw the vertical edge passing through point Q. So this is the second imaginary vertical edge Q, Q. Now the third edge to be marked is R. Now take the distance on rounder from B to R. R and S are lying on side BC. So we have to mark R and S on this side BC. So take the distance on rounder from B to R. Place your rounder at point B, cut an arc in front of it, name it as R and draw the imaginary vertical edge passing through R, that is R and R. Similarly, you have to mark point S also. So again take the distance on rounder from B to S. Place your rounder at point B and cut an arc in front of it and name it as S and S. Similarly, you have to mark the remaining edges also, T, U, V and W. For marking point T, take the distance on rounder from C to T. C to T. Place your rounder at point C, cut an arc in front of it and name it as T. This is a vertical edge T. Again take the distance on rounder from C to U. C to U. Place your rounder at point C, cut an arc in front of it, name it as U. Similarly, you have to draw the remaining vertical edges passing through point V and point W. So vertical edge V and vertical edge W. So finally we have completed all the real vertical edges of the square prism as well as we have drawn the imaginary vertical edges of the square prism. These imaginary vertical edges are necessary so that we can mark these points of intersection in the lateral surface so as to complete the circular hole. Now we will project these points of intersection in the lateral surface one by one. As you can see, we have drawn a horizontal projection line passing through point 3. So for marking this point 3 in the lateral surface, draw a light horizontal projection line passing through point 3 in the lateral surface. Now this point 3 lies on edges B and D. So wherever this line cuts the edge B and edge D, that will be marked as point number 3. So we have marked point number 3 on vertical edge B and again point number 3 on vertical edge D. Now the next points to be marked are point 2 and 4. So draw a horizontal projection line from 2 and 4. The line will pass, both the points will lie on the single line since they are linear with each other. Now we have to mark point 2 and point 4 respectively. Now point 2 is lying on Q and V. So we have to mark this point 2 on Q and V. Whereas point 4 is lying on H, R and U. So we have to mark point 4 on H, R and on H, U. So we will mark the points one by one. So point 2, that is the line passing through point 2, cuts the HQ at this point. So this will be marked as point number 2. And similarly, the same line cuts the vertical edge R at this point. So this will be marked as point number 4. Since 4 is lying on R and 2 is lying on Q. Now we will mark the remaining points. Again, point number 2 lying on vertical edge V. So this is the point number 2 lying on vertical edge V, whereas point number 4 lying on vertical edge U. Now we will project the points 1 and 5. So draw horizontal projection line in the lateral surface. Now point number 1 is lying on W and P. So we have to mark point 1 on W and P, whereas point number 5 is lying on vertical edge S and T. So we have to mark this point 5 on vertical edge S and vertical edge T. So we will mark the points one by one. So point 1 on P, point 5 on S. Again point 1 on W and point 5 on T. Now we will mark the points 8 and 6. So draw a horizontal projection line passing through 8 and 6. Now wherever this line cuts the respective generator, you have to mark the points 6 and 8. You can see that this line cuts the generator R at this point. So this will be marked as point number 6. Students, you have to just see that the particular points, it is either point 5 or point 6, lies on which vertical edge, and wherever this line cuts that vertical edge, you have to mark the respective points. So we will mark again 6 and 8, and the last point that is to be marked is 7. Now 7 point is lying on B and D. So we have to mark this point number 7 on edge B and edge D. So we will project the point in the lateral surface. Now this line cuts the vertical edge B at this point and vertical edge D at this point. So these 2 points, that is point number 1 and point number 2, will be marked as point number 7. So finally we have completed all the points of intersection in the lateral surface. Now we have to draw a curve passing through all these points, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1. Now students, in the previous lecture I have told you that whenever the object is prism or pyramid, the points are to be joined with the help of straight lines. But in this case, you have to not join the points with the help of straight lines. The points will be joined with the help of a curve. The reason is that in the previous sum, the hole which was given inside the pyramid or prism was a square hole, and since the hole is a square hole, its faces will be a plane surface. But in this case, the hole is a circular hole, or you can say it is in cylindrical in shape, and the surface of cylinder is a curved surface. So while joining these points, they have to be joined with the help of a curve and not straight lines. So students, remember that if the hole is circular in shape, Even for prisms and pyramid, while joining the points of intersection, you have to draw curve and not straight lines. So we will join the points in proper sequence. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8 and 1. So finally we have completed the square hole in the lateral surface. Similarly we will join these points 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we have drawn the circular hole in the lateral surface. So finally we have completed the numerical. That is, we have developed the lateral surface or the surface of the square pyramid with the square hole with this circular hole inside it. Now which part of this lateral surface should be dark? The outside boundary should be dark, that is complete outer border should be dark from A to A, A to A, A to A and A to A. For edges B, only this part should be dark, that is B to 7 on the upper side and B to 3 on the lower side. This part should be kept as light because it has been removed due to the presence of the circular hole. Now the vertical edge C and C is not cut by the circular hole, so this edge should be dark. Similarly for edge D, this portion will be removed due to the circular hole. So only the top portion, that is D to 7, will be dark and bottom portion D to 3 will be dark. In the front view, this outer boundary, that is the rectangle, should be dark. This square, the circular hole should be dark. Vertical edge B and D and D, only this part should be dark, that is from point B to 7 upper half and point B to 3 lower half should be dark. This portion which is inside the hole should not be dark, it should be kept as light because this is cut by the square hole. This division points or the dividing lines should also be light. In the top view, only this square should be dark. All the projection lines, that is these lines, imaginary vertical edges, should be kept light. So finally we have completed the numerical. Thank you.